Hey everyone, I hope everyone had a great weekend. I hope you were able to get outside and enjoy the wonderful weather that we have. That it was just beautiful on Saturday and Sunday this week. Today we are back at it Monday morning. Just FYI, there will not be an evening Zoom class today because of Cameron's birthday. We will be celebrating it this evening with our family. So um, we will have our 10 a.m. Zoom meeting, so I encourage you to jump on it for that. I'll be going over some newer concepts with regards to your assignments then. All right. For your spelling this week, this is a review unit, Unit 30. Really, your only assignment is to finish those 4 pages. You could do them all today. You could do them tomorrow. You could do them on Thursday, whenever. Just have them to me by Friday that they're all completed. These are all the majority of these are just filling in the blank, and they're all with words that we've done in our past spelling tests the last couple of weeks, 5 weeks or so. So please make sure that you get that completed and done and turned in to me by the end of the week. All right? If you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me. Kindergarten, today, pretty simple. On page your math for lesson 114, you need to have an adult read what color you're going to color the box that has the number. So, like the first one says, color the number 20 yellow. So you find the box that has the 20 in it and color that box yellow. You're going to do that for all those. It's kind of similar to the one we did last week. And then on the back side, you're going to be filling in some missing numbers between the numbers of 11 and 14, or up to 30. We've been working on those, so be careful and continue working on that. Make sure you write the right number in there. You did an awesome job counting last week, so keep up that stuff. With your super kids, I want you to today again practice your ABCs. Know what the letter looks like and the sound that letter makes. So make sure you have both of those down. Remember, tomorrow during our Zoom meeting, we're going to have a little quiz with regards to that. So please be ready for that. All right. All right, first graders, in your math today. Today you're going to be doing on the back side of the fact sheets. You don't have to do anything, nor the back side of the sheet. You can cross those off. You don't have to do that. So you just have a couple of adding problems at the top of the page. Otherwise, where it says fact and check and write, or cover, write, and check, you don't have to do that. You can cross that part off. Today, you're going to be also, again, looking at the place values. Remember, you have 3 place values, hundreds, tens, and ones. So like it says today on number 1, it says write the number 101. So we write 101. And then it says circle the one that's in the hundreds place. So we circle the one in the hundreds place there. All right, number 2 says Eva read 21 pages in her book on Monday. On Tuesday, she read 10 more. How many did she read altogether? Is that some more, or some went away? That is some more. So then we add those two numbers together to figure out how many pages they are. Number 3, you got to color the shape the correct color. Color the cone blue and the sphere red. Number 4, it says circle a dozen donuts. Remember, dozen is 12. And then it says color half of them brown to show that they were chocolate. So color half of those 12 there. And number 5, you may have to pull up a calendar on your parent's phone or look it up online. But you need to answer those questions looking at a calendar. We've worked with calendars before, but you need to work on those very carefully and neatly. And then on number 6, you're going to add a bunch of 10s. And number 7, remember, you have the mouth eat the bigger number. And if they're the same, remember, we write the equal sign. Everything on the back is exactly the same except for number 1. You got to write, they give you a number, you got to write what number comes before it and after. So if I gave you 15, what comes before 15? 14, 15, 16. All right? So that's what you're going to be doing for your math today. For your reading today, first graders, on page 219, you got to write the 2 words on the top that rhyme and write those there. And then on the 3, 4, 5, and 6, you got to write the words that find the word that's not spelled correctly, circle it, and write it correctly on the line. Not too hard. On page 220, also not too hard, you got to finish the sentence. Sometimes it's the naming part that's missing, sometimes it's the telling. So like the first part says, the teacher. Well, you got to tell me what the teacher is doing. The teacher... and you got to finish that sentence. All right, that shouldn't be too hard. 221, you got to come up with your own. Make up your own word that rhymes with the word they give you. So the first word is joy. Well, what word rhymes with joy? Boy or toy. Okay, one of those words, and you can write them in there. Just make sure it rhymes with it. And at the 222, circle the word that best finishes the sentence. Write it on the line. Very simple, easy. All right. On page, or Rodney, on your reading today, you're doing 51 through 54. Okay, on 51, this is a little trickier of a page. It deals with the dictionary punctuation key. If you look at that box at the very top underneath the purple box, they give you some words and letters of how they should go. So like number 1, it says through, and it's got an OO with a line over there. Well, that means it makes you go up on the top, and it says the OO. That could make the ooh sound. Ooh, like fool. Okay? Fool. So then you go down at the top and you circle, oh, that's through. And you circle that letter. Could be 2 words sometimes also, okay? So it shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. And then at the bottom, they have some words on this space. You got these words here. You got to match which word does it match here. So you're going to write, like the first one, it says, a dove flew to the roof. Well, which one is dove? Oh, that's the DUV. So on next to the DUV, I put the number 1. All right? So you should be able to do those pretty simple. And then on 52, fact and opinion. Remember, fact is something that can be proven. Opinion is what someone thinks. So like mint chip ice cream is the best. Well, that's my opinion. That's not what maybe you think. Or once if I said ice cream is cold. Well, that's a fact. You can prove that, right? So you got to read the little sentence and tell me, is the sentence a fact or an opinion? Then number 53 deals with how sometimes words have more than one meaning. So they give you 2 meanings for each one of the words up in the yellow box. And you got to read the sentence, find the word that's in dark print, go up, find that in the yellow box, and what meaning goes with it, 1 or 2, and write either 1 or 2 on the line. Down the last page, you got to read the sentence below. And really pay attention to that underlined word. And if that underlined word is used correctly in the sentence, you can just leave the sentence blank. If it's incorrectly, cross off the number. So like the first one, the captain made sure that the cargo was safely covered. Well, we know cargo, if you go up to the purple box, cargo means goods carried on a ship. So does that make sense? Yes. So we just leave number 1 alone. Okay, see how that works? I hope that makes sense. If you have questions, jump on the Zoom. I'll be happy to answer those questions then. Second graders, for your math today, you got 3 sheets. One is just a fact assessment, one side, pretty simple. The next one, it looks like this. This is kind of getting ready for the multiplication problems. Okay, on this one, it says 3 times 5 pennies equals, well, you got to count how many pennies there are. So you got 3 groups, and there's 5, 10. So your answer is 15. So you write 15 in that space as well as over here in that space. And you got to do that for that side. And then on the back side of that page, you're doing the same exact thing, except now you got to count how many groups there are. So like for F, it says blank times 5 pennies. Well, there's 5 pennies in each one, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 groups. So we do 7 times 5 and then count by 5s. How many would that be? And write those 2 answers in there. I'm going to go over that in more detail in your Zoom tomorrow. Then on the last page is you got a little lesson practice, written assessment. These I'm not even going to go over them. I think you can do all these. These are all concepts that we've worked on the last couple of weeks. Just be careful of making sure we borrow. Make sure you read the directions carefully. And you do exactly what they tell you. I think you should be able to handle it pretty simply. All right? All right, second grade. Reading for you guys today. First thing, you're going to read the story Brothers and Sisters. That's in your hardcover book, page 162. Read that. You can read it out loud, or you can read it out loud to an adult for me, please. And then on 95, this is kind of like a Mad Lib. On the top part, 1 through 5, you got to write a word. There's not a right or wrong answer, but you got to write a word that goes with each clue there. And then write those words in to finish that story at the bottom. So like one day, and it says there's a blank with a number 1 on it. Well, whatever name you wrote for number 1, you write there on the line. Okay? And you got to do that for all that. It makes kind of a silly story. Should be kind of fun to read after you're done. You can cross off page 96. Don't have to do that. On page 97, you have a box full of words at the top. And then you have 3 topics. Seasons, things that you write, months of the year. You got to write the words. There's 2 for each that match each category. And write those in the correct category. And then on page 98, you have 3 words. Trouble, middle, and uncle. Match the word with the meaning on the top for 1 through 3. Unscramble the words, the letters for 4 through 6. And then 7 and 8, what word rhymes with the word that they give you. So you'll use those words more than once for each one of those, but be very careful with how you put them in there, okay? All right, you guys should be good to go. Second grader or third graders, today for your math, you're going to be doing some multiplying by 3-digit numbers. Hold on, let me grab my board. You're going to be doing 3-digit times 1-digit. So what you're going to be doing here today is this. If you look, it's going to say 347 times 2. So it's going to be a problem that looks like this. Remember, we multiply 2 times 4 first, which is 14. And we carry the 1 up there. Then we do 2 times 4, which is 8, plus 1 more, which is 9. And then the last thing we have to do is 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay? So you're just kind of taking it up one more step from the multiplying by 2-digit numbers. We're going up to 3-digit numbers. So let's do one more. 148 times 3. All right? So what we multiply what numbers first? 8 times 3, which is 24. So the 4 goes down there, and the 2 goes up here. Then we multiply what two numbers? 3 times 4, the middle number. 12 plus 2 more, another 14. So we put a 4 down here, and the 1 goes back up on top there. And then 1 times 3, 3 plus 1, 4. So our answer is 444. So you're going to be doing that for your assignment tomorrow. You have 1 through 20 tomorrow. Nothing too difficult, I don't think. I think it should be pretty easily handled, and you guys should be able to do a pretty good job with that. If you have questions, like I said, I'm going to go over that a little bit more in our Zoom meeting tomorrow. So be careful, be out in there, and we'll go over those a little bit more. All right. For your reading, it's not too hard. First thing you can do is cross off page 133. You don't have to do it. 131, you got to write the possessive of each one. They give you 2 choices at the very end of the sentence. Figure out which one goes and finishes the sentence there. On page 132, you're going to deal with the word it's. Now, it's, if it has no apostrophe like it's, that means it's, well, let me put it this way. If it has the apostrophe, you can replace that word with these 2 words. It is. So if it has the apostrophe, it should be it is. If it doesn't, that means it owns something, okay? So what you have to do is go through, there's 6 mistakes, wrong uses of it's. You got to find those 6, rewrite the paragraphs, and write the correct. So really look for the word it's, and if it has an apostrophe, make sure that replace it with the words it is. And if it doesn't make sense, then you know that it doesn't need an apostrophe. But if it is can replace the word it's, then it does need the apostrophe. So you got to do that for that one, okay? Then on page 134, you're going to be writing each of those dates correctly, one time with using words, and then also make sure you write it using numbers like we've done in math before. And at the bottom, write the times of each one of those things. Make sure you put your AM and PM there. All right, and then the last but not least, 4th graders, you guys have a math assignment from Mr. Wasser, so make sure you get on there. And then you 3 workbook pages in your reading. This is for Dylan, Leah, and Javon. Okay, so on page 111, find the 4 words that are misspelled, circle them and write them correctly. 112, you got to use those prefixes un, dis, and re, and add it to the beginning of one of those other words in that box to finish that crossword puzzle that goes with each clue. Page 113, you got to replace the word that's in parentheses. So instead of saying Jamal's mother looked at the pink slip, what can we write instead of Jamal's mother? She looked at the pink slip. So you write she looked at the pink slip. You got to write the whole sentence there. And then 114 also deals with pronouns. And this is also, you got to replace the word that's in parentheses. So like the first one, Jamal said that Jamal thinks a skit would be a good idea. Instead of saying that, Jamal thinks that, Jamal says that he thinks. So instead of saying Jamal again, you would write he in there. Okay? All right, I think that should be about it for today. Like I said, I would encourage you all to be on the morning Zoom this morning. Be ready for that, and we'll be going over some of those concepts in a little bit more detail. I encourage you to continue doing the good work that you guys have been doing. I know we're starting another week, but we're also in the less than a month away of school being done. So finish off the school year on a good note. Keep up the good work, and I hope to see bunch of you here in a couple hours on our Zoom meeting. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.